Welcome to my channel. This is Mario Lloyd, also known as Real Estate Guru PK. On this channel, we talk about my real estate endeavors. We also have the top real estate producers and the top entrepreneurs in the country. Be sure to click the link below with Justin P with his Support Black Colleges marketing course. Also with Jason White's Crack the Code affiliate link, click that below as well. Also to support the channel, Webull, M1 Finance, Chase, Discover, Robinhood, and Public, a stock trading app. We hope you enjoyed this episode. This is Real Estate Guru PK signing out.
Flight was good, only 2-hour flight from Tampa, so it was dope.
What made you move from Miami to Tampa?
School.
School?
You know, a lot of people don't know that, you know, I graduated college. So I got a scholarship. I got accepted here. I mean, I accepted at USF in Tampa. So I said, you know what, I'm out. One of the reasons why I left Miami was just the environment. You know, growing up in Miami was tough. I mean, you see a lot of different things. Statistics shows that, you know, typically men my age either would be dead or in jail. You know what I'm saying? So I want to leave that environment to be somewhere new.
Mm-hmm. So what got you? So you went to college in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
What was your major?
I made a double major. I got a degree in criminology and then also sociology as well.
What were you going to be?
I wanted to do, one of the things I wanted to, a lot of people don't know, I wanted to kind of tap in somewhere in like law enforcement. You know, being in that environment, just seeing a lot of people, senseless killings, you know what I'm saying? Especially like a lot of our people. So I wanted to kind of do something like in law enforcement. One of my first careers I did after graduate, I did social work for like a year. The money wasn't there, so I quit. And then from there, I just became an entrepreneur. I never looked back since. So I've been an entrepreneur for like 13 years.
So now that you're an entrepreneur, would you say that if you can go back in time, would you have gone to college? Would you have still gone that route? Or would you just have jumped into entrepreneurship, knowing what you know today?
I would have dived right into entrepreneurship.
Okay.
You know, not knocking, I don't regret going to college. It was a great experience. Got to network, meet out different people. Had great experience. Don't regret it. I don't tell people like don't go to college, but it's not for everyone. You know, you meet a lot of different people. I know some people who are high school dropouts who made 7 figures, who has a great life. But if I had a chance to go back in time, I'll get straight into business.
Would you, if your parent, I mean, not your parent, if your kids wanted to go to college, would you deter them from going, or would you tell them, hey, look, you need to be an entrepreneur?
No, I'll let them decide. Like, hey, you know, if you want to become you want to go to college, go to college. If you want to become an entrepreneur, go to be an entrepreneur. I'm not going to be that parent. You know, my dad was just, you know, instilling, hey, go to college, because that's all they knew when they came here. Like, go to college, get a degree, and get a job. You know, for me, I'm gonna let, you know, my kids decide, hey, if you want to go to college, you do X, Y, and Z, or if you want to be an entrepreneur. But one of the great things that I think for me that we could bring both sides, like me and my wife both went to college and we're both entrepreneurs. So being around kids, get to work and they get to be home with us, they get to see what we do. You know, my son, he's only 4, he's like, man, daddy's working, he's doing this. So we get to see what entrepreneurship looked like, and I'm still home with them.
So what was the spark that got you into entrepreneurship?
Being broke. Being broke. You know, growing up, I always had a hustle in me. You know, when I look back at it recently, I'm like, man, I had a hustle in me since I was in middle school. You know, selling chips. You know how it was, man. You buy some chips from the store for 25 cents. You sell it for 50 cents. High school, I had like different things I used to do on the side. And then actually in college, I was doing the same thing. Like my last year, I was selling cars on the side. But just me growing up where, you know, unfortunately, my mom passed away when I was like 9 years old. So just my dad trying to make ends meet. And just seeing that I didn't have everything my friends had, you know, going to school. They get to have multiple pair of shoes, only got one. You know, they get to go on all the field trips. I had to figure out how to get the money to go on field trips. So just growing up through that made me know I want to do something different. So I also determined that I want to become successful, to have a different life, but also give that life to my family. And when I realized that career after graduating college, it was not gonna make it happen, I'm like, how the heck I got 2 college degrees and I'm still living paycheck to paycheck? You know, it didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I felt like I got scammed going to
Literally.
God. But that motivated me. No, I got to do something different. I realized entrepreneurship, I could have the time freedom that I want. I could control my time. Not saying you don't have to put work in, but I can control my schedule and time. And then I could have unlimited income potential. I can make as much money as I want to being an entrepreneur.
Oh, okay.
Did you get student loans when you went to college?
I got student loans to buy extra stuff. I didn't need to, but I had to like scholarship and I had grants.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
So you get like a full paid scholarship?
Yeah.
That's live.
By the grace of God. So
how does your dad feel about where you at now?
I want to say like he's grateful now. Like before, when I first told him like, look, man, I quit my job, be entrepreneur. Like, what the heck you doing?
Yeah.
Like, yo, go call that job and tell me you want to get that job back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you know, being an adult, sometimes, you know, we get influenced by our peers, our family, our colleagues to make certain decisions that we don't want to do. And I had to think to myself, like, all right, I see my dad struggle his whole life working a job, worked 2 jobs at one point, still was struggling. Do I take advice from him and listen to him and go back working 9 to 5? Or do I follow what other entrepreneurs are doing to have a better life? You know, and I just like, no, I'm going to do what other entrepreneurs are doing to have a better life, opposed to listen to my dad. Respect you, Pops, but I don't respect you enough to take financial advice from you. You know, at first he didn't respect it, you know, but when he began to see things change, my lifestyle change, how I was able to help him financially, he like, man, thank God you didn't listen to me by working 9 to 5, you know, by me becoming an entrepreneur.
Was there like a conversation you was regretting to have with your father?
Nah, I was always that kid. I was like that kid. Like I just make decisions and do what I want. I used to get in trouble, but I was still book smart, you know. But I was always very, very independent. You know, I worked a full-time job in high school. I got my own car in high school. I paid my own cell phone bill in high school, so I was very independent. So I made a decision, like it is what it is. At that point, you know, I'm independent. So it wasn't a tough conversation, but I made that decision, like, hey, it is what it is. You can have your thoughts and reservations about it, but you know, even my sisters and brothers, they never became entrepreneurs. But now they're like, man, I wish I got started years ago when I first seen you start business, because now you have more time freedom. I still got to work 40, 50 hours a week working a job. So, but I'm glad I made that decision.
Would you change anything, like the way you grew up, anything?
Nah, I wouldn't. Because I think, you know, with your struggles, your best experience, you know, puts you in position to win. You know, when I think about just my life, I think about people, like any successful people you see right now, like they went through struggles in life. I don't care what it is. Billionaires, millionaires, they went through some type of struggle, whether it's financially, personally, you know, death of a family. And if you look in the Bible, anyone that God called to do his work, they all had problems and struggles. They all went through certain things. But guess what? They still was able to do great things. So us as people, we got to realize like a circumstance is going to put us in position to win. So our struggles is preparing us, or trials and tribulations preparing us for a different position. So I wouldn't change anything. I think it prepared me for where I'm at today.
Okay.
And today you're currently in the Airbnb game?
Yeah, short-term rental space. And we help people, you know, we also help people with their credit. So we're in short-term rental space, help people with their credit as well.
How many Airbnbs you got?
We manage over 25.
25.
Are they everywhere?
All in Florida.
Oh, Florida.
Yeah. Okay. Some of our clients we manage, they have stuff in different states like Georgia. Some of our clients get stuff in Texas, but all of our stuff is in Florida that we have. Okay,
so people can get into Airbnb without necessarily owning, but because like you said, you manage.
Yeah, so they don't have to get into owning it. You could do rental arbitrage, which a lot of people get into it. Like that's how I got into short-term rental, doing rental arbitrage, renting it from the owner and then subleasing it out.
How many mentees you got?
Mentee, we probably have over like 50.
50 mentees?
Yeah.
Cool.
What made you get into Airbnb?
That's a great question. I want to say just my journey. You know, it's a lot of different stuff that's out there, but I'm a type of person, I like to be hands-on. I always been like that. I was a very, very hands-on person. So me and my wife, you know, we was in the credit space. My wife's a real estate agent, so she's a realtor. And at one point, I was always thinking about how can I invest my money. I can remember one year just listening to people, you know, people are afraid to invest money. And I remember when I made a lot of money in my very first business, I owned a car dealership. I was in the car business.
That was cool.
And I never invested the money that I made. I just spent it on stuff. I never had other passive income. So one year I said, you know what, I need to invest my money. So me and my wife ended up buying a multifamily. And then the following, 2 years later, I'm like, man, I want to invest my money again. Do I buy another multifamily? And I put big down payment and I only make maybe $300 to $400 of profit a month and still have to worry about maintenance and repairs if the tenant complains? Or do I find a way to generate quick passive income, quick cash flow? And that's why I came across Airbnb. And I realized that I don't have to buy the property. I could rent it. I could do rental arbitrage and I can make quick cash flow. And it was still in the realm and industry of real estate, which I still love to do. which I still like. So that's what really got me into it. And I like to see my investment, where my money is going to. In Airbnb, you can see where your money is going into.
So what are the steps someone needs to take to rental arbitrage or get a place that they don't necessarily own?
The steps. So now, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna say the opposite, which a lot of people are gonna say out there in the space. It's not easy to get into, especially now. It's more difficult to get into the space now than it was a couple of years ago, right? Because a lot of laws that they're changing. Some owners don't want to deal with it because there's been a lot of issues with guests and stuff like that. So very first thing, any business that you're going to start, I don't care what business it is. It could be Airbnb, it could be e-commerce, it could be any credit, whatever business. You should start with having an LLC, an EIN, a business bank account, the regular stuff that you need to set up a formation of a business. So that way you're separating yourself from the business. That's the very first thing. And then basically you're reaching out to owners. So it could be through Zillow, Hotpads, leveraging a real estate agent, reaching out to landlords, asking them, hey, do you allow short-term rental, subleasing for your property? Being very direct. But what I like to do is make it a win-win. I always put myself in the landlord's shoes. Why would I want to rent my property to you? Are you going to maintain my property? Are you going to pay my rent on time? If I could check all those boxes when I'm reaching out to them, or if I'm emailing them my script or whatever, then it's probably going to be 80% in my favor that they're probably going to tell me yes. If I can check off, hey, you're going to get your rent on time, I'm going to manage to maintain the property. My cleaner's going to clean it, always do checks and make sure the property is good. And you don't have to worry about it for a long period of time. So that's pretty much what it is. You want to have a script that you're going to use, leverage Zillow, Hotpads, have a real estate agent on your team if you're going to do local as well, and begin to reach out. And then once you get a yes, you get a lease locked up. We call that a corporate lease, where the lease will be under your business name, furnish it, then list it on Airbnb, Vrbo, and other marketing platforms.
So you're approaching these landlords as a business, not just like a random person.
Yeah, as a business.
Yeah. Got it.
Yep.
What was your worst Airbnb situation, like your worst tenant?
Knock on wood. I had some minor crazy stuff. I mean, nothing too crazy. I had something recent, and it happened to me. It happened to actually one of my mentees. I'm gonna tell two stories. One stuff that happened to us, it happened 2 times to us, where the guests end up breaking the window in the unit. Right, have some stuff get damaged in the property. Minor stuff get damaged. It is what it is. You get it fixed through air cover insurance, through Airbnb insurance. They reimburse you for the cost of the damages. But the windows, like, yo, if we're doing rental arbitrage, the landlord finds out, they're gonna flip. So we had an instant situation where the guest actually reached out and said, hey, we had an accident happen. My kids was playing football. They actually accidentally broke the window because we seen a bag over it when they left. I'm like, what? And then it's like, all right, so we're gonna go check it out. We took the bag off the window, and we seen like a whole bunch of fireworks residue. It was around like 4th of July. So I guess the kids was playing using fireworks and maybe aiming at each other, aiming at the house, and end up hitting the window, busted the window. And mind you, this house was built in like 2016, so it had impact windows. Those windows, just one window cost like $2,000, $3,000. But luckily, because she had insurance. When you rent on Vrbo, you could elect that they get insurance to book your property. So we went through the insurance to get reimbursed for the cost of replacing the window. Then it happened to happen the second time. The kids was actually resting inside the house, which was dangerous. It was actually on the 2nd or 3rd floor in the apartment where we had the Airbnb. And I guess the little boy pushed the other boy against the window. Luckily, he didn't fall out, but shattered the window.
Oh, wow.
Then I'm like, in this situation, I told her, because she's like, hey, can I extend with you again? I'm like, no, you got to go. I'm like, you got to go, But that was a crazy situation that happened. But besides the minor stuff, people smoking in the unit here and there, that's common. We get that situation cleared up real quick. But what happened recently was weird. That's why I'm very big on, like, you just never know what people are going through. This young lady ended up relocating from North Carolina. She was trying to relocate to Tampa, Florida. She checked into one of our units. I'm not going to mention her name. And she went to Miami. I don't know why. And then she was supposed to check out. So our cleaners are there trying to, hey, time for you to check out, unlock the door. No one answered the door. So the kid's like, hey, we can't get into the unit. Maybe she's trying to overstay her stay. We never had that, knock on wood, any squatters or anyone try to, extend their stay without permission. So we're like, maybe she's out or maybe something's going on. And then my wife ended up looking online, and she typed in her name online, and she seen an article in Miami like, hey, some girl jumped off and hopped in a river or whatever, passed away. And it's like, would it be a coincidence if it's the same person that's in our unit? Because they had the same name. I'm like, nah. She's in Tampa. I don't think she's going to Miami. I'm like, nah. Then I kept
Wait,
looking into it.
so the article said she's dead. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes. So went to Miami. Whatever situation happened, jump off a cliff, hop into a river. And was like, yo, it's crazy. You know, I never had anything like that happen. You know, so wife called the police and, hey, I think this person's linked to who checked into our Airbnb at one point and put two and two together was actually her.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
she faked her death.
no, she actually gone.
Oh, that's why she wasn't answering.
That's what she was answering.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
so it's crazy. So yeah, so I don't know what situation, you know, what happened there, but you just never know, man. People go through so many different things, and but you know, God bless her soul. But that was one weird situation I would say that probably happened, but nothing too crazy where people try to do parties and all that. In Tampa, like people come there for business, vacation, you know, families and stuff like that. They don't really come to like try to party and do stuff like that. We have some people that probably smoke and some stuff, but not too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you plan on moving back to Miami?
Nah. I'll be by coastal. I'll either go back and forth, but I wouldn't live there permanently. It's too fast paced.
I see you you traveling a lot with your family. What's your favorite place to go to?
My favorite place to go to. Let's see. We went recently. It was nice and chill. You don't even need a passport. Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico?
Yeah, someone went there for a birthday, man. It was dope. You ever been there?
Nah,
you gotta go.
Nah.
You never been there? Oh, you don't travel, so I never left Houston or LA, right? I will go to Puerto Rico. It's nice.
Rico?
Yeah, you don't need a passport. The flight's not that expensive. Nice beaches, good food, nice vibe. We went there recently. I went there like maybe 3 times so far. I'll say Puerto Rico. I love to go there. Recently, we took the fam to West Florida's a great spot, man. It's like a vacation. You know, we got the beaches, food, the weather's nice. We went to West Palm Beach recently. The family, nice little vibe. You know, Florida's great. I love Florida. But if I would leave, I would probably I want to take the family to maybe go to like France or something.
France?
Yeah.
Okay.
See something different.
What's the difference between Airbnb and Verbo?
Great question. So I would say they're similar, you know, platforms. Verbo, basically, they have different marketing approach for their guests, different policies. My mindset is anything that you do, don't put all your eggs in one basket. When people first get into the short-term rental game, all they think about is just Airbnb because that's all you hear with the marketing. Verbo is another platform, the way that they market. So similar to Airbnb, they have a different interface. What I could say for us, we get some good bookings on there. People that pay premium prices on Verbo, but the technology is not how Airbnb is. Like old school, like they're trying to catch up. Like I compare it to like Apple and Android. You know, Android's still trying to catch up to Apple. I feel like it is, but they're both good phones, but both good platforms. So pretty much same thing when people could book vacations. There's another good one, which is Booking.com. Where surprisingly, a lot of people don't know, Booking.com is like, I did research on this actually last month, seeing who was the number one in the industry as far as marketing platforms for short-term rentals. And Booking.com, I think, is like number 1 or number 2. Airbnb is number 3. You know, Booking.com, not a lot of people know about it. They've been around for a long period of time because they're kind of like partnered with Expedia. So they have a big brand already that's out there. You know, Airbnb, they've just been taking stuff by storm because of their marketing and the experiences that they're doing now, because now they're doing a lot of different experiences. People could have an experience for a day or a weekend and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys seen, you have Lala now. She's not ambassador, but I think they call her position ambassador or director. She works with them as well too, like as a creative director, and she have a phenomenal Airbnb in Fort Lauderdale. You know, it was a dope experience.
Talking about Lala Anthony? Lala?
Yeah.
So have you been to Dubai?
Nah, I want to go.
Want to go? Yeah,
I want to check it out.
Yeah, I was going to ask you how it was.
You been there before?
No, I have. I want to go bad though.
Yeah.
I be seeing like the clips on TikTok and stuff.
Yeah, I want to go. You have no kids, right?
I got a little boy.
Oh, you do? Okay. How old? 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, want to go. When we had our first son, it was during the pandemic, so stuff was crazy. You know.
How was that like?
It was fun.
Oh, it was fun.
It was fun. Yeah. You know, because it was, you know, even though it was on lockdown, we just made it. It was just different. You know, we had a son in May of 2020, so having that experience, just being on lockdown, all the mask stuff was kind of make it different. But I still think it was a great year. It was a great year.
You plan on having any more kids?
I have another one. I have a daughter. She's 2.
2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
right. you done with the 2?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. So where you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years. 5 years. Where I see myself. Probably still in Florida. One of my goals is I want to get into apartment buildings, like buying apartments. I really want to dive deep into like real estate. So I want to buy properties is one of the things. But the other goal that I have as well too, just really impacting a lot of people. So I want to impact 10,000 plus people. Learn a lot, not just with short-term rental Airbnb, but learn a lot about financial literacy, learn about credit, learn about business funding, learn about different things about business that most people don't learn growing up or going to school. When I went to college, I didn't learn anything about life insurance, credit. I graduated a bachelor's degree, but you don't learn about life, the real stuff that you need as an adult. I think everyone should have life insurance. A lot of people don't have life insurance. They got insurance on their cars, their cell phones. They got insurance for themselves, especially if you have a kids and family. Life insurance, that should be needed. So one of my goals is that I want to make an impact 10,000 plus lives. And also I want to start, which I'm probably going to do in the next couple months, is work on a scholarship at the school I went to, where we could have a scholarship like yearly, and you would allow one person to win that scholarship to be able to go to school. And then from there, I just want to build maybe like my goal. I want to have I like big goals. I want to have $100 million worth of real estate portfolio.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's just in Florida, or you going to try to get everywhere?
Right. Anywhere in the U.S. But that's one of my goals, really have real estate. If you meet, just doing research, if you see any really successful people such as Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, they all tap into real estate. Real estate, that's one ways you could build long-term wealth. Is one, you could pass that down to your kids as well too. You could leverage it for tax purposes. You got positive cash flow income. So it's a long-term play. And for me, I'm a type of person, I love delayed gratification. I don't want something just like quick. I like to play the long-term game.
Are you in stocks?
No. I lost a lot of money. I want to.
What'd you buy?
Man, I don't remember. I can't even tell you. I have not looked at stocks, no lie, like in 2 years.
2 years.
Because at one point, I didn't know I had some money somewhere. I didn't even know I had money because I deleted all the apps off my phone. I didn't want to see nothing with it. I lost some money into crypto and some money into to stocks at one point. But I want to start getting again. But I feel like you really got to do a lot of research. You just can't be like, oh, I want to hop in here and hop. Nah. You got to research and know what you're getting into, why you're getting into it, and stuff like that.
Okay. What made you get married to your wife?
That's a great question.
When'd you figure out she was the one?
When I figured out, just when we first started dating. I got to a point, I would say, when you're single, you're just living life, you're having fun. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I kind of did all that stuff already, like the single life, the bachelor life. And I got to a point where, like, you know what? I was really focused on, like, hey, I have a career. This is who I want to be financially. This is how I want to be. So I didn't really go to clubs like that. I didn't really party like that. So I wasn't looking for someone that was like partying, going out every weekend, because I didn't want to go out every weekend. I was really focused on what I was doing. And when I came across her and we started dating, she wasn't like really going out. She was focused on her studies. She was getting her master's. I think she was getting her master's or graduating or something like that. But she was in school, working, doing her thing. And we had the same morals and values, which is, very important. One of my things is, like, obviously I want to, be married to a believer, someone who also believes in Christ, right? So we had the same values. So it was just really dope. And then really hard work. And one of the things I told her when we first got started, before, because I already had the vision I was going to be an entrepreneur, I was actually transitioning at the phase of me working that social work job. And I said, hey, I'm going to be a full-time entrepreneur. And my lifestyle going to be different. Part of me working a lot of hours. Because sometimes, some women, they want a lot of your attention and you can't give it to them at that point because you may be grinding, you may be busy. And I said, look, I have a lot of my time. Like, would that be cool with you? She was cool with it. Hey, I'll even help you with what you're doing. I'm like, man, okay, well, I got a team player and that's what I want. So that's when I realized, okay, it is the one I really want to lock down with.
Okay.
How did you propose?
Going deep in the questions. I did, what I did was, surprise proposal, did like a dinner. Usually like years ago, we always every so often, like maybe once a month, we'll go out with like a group of our friends. We'll just go out to eat to dinner, right? We'll hang out.
Mm-hmm.
So I told all the friends, hey, this is what we're gonna do. But it wasn't like something out of the ordinary because once a month we'll go out to go eat. But I told all the friends, hey, this is the play we're gonna do. So I ended up buying a ring, and then I think I told the waiter I got there early before everybody, right? And I'm like, hey, at this time we're gonna have dessert. Bring this out. And then it was a song that we both listened to, like John Legend. And I said, hey, I made a song to it. I made the lyrics. I wrote lyrics out, right? And I was singing to it. It was nice about. We had dinner, brought dessert out, and then they brought the ring out, and then I started singing, and then she was just shocked, surprised. So it was at dinner with a group of our friends.
So can you sing for real? Or?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just did it for that moment, but I can't sing for anything.
Oh,
I sound like
okay,
screaming cats.
Were you nervous?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Even though like, all right, this person may say yes, but it's still like in that moment, you still get like, man, like,
Goosebumps.
Yeah.
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 So
Was she crying?
I don't think so. I think she was happy. I don't think she was crying though.
Okay. What's your wedding song?
A wedding song? Damn, you put me on the spot right now, man. Hold on, man. Try to get me in trouble. So this is old school song. So like for me, I still got like I like the old school songs. You know what I'm saying? I don't listen to a lot of music right now, and all the R&B, all the stuff that's out right now.
Yeah, I don't listen to it.
But the song that I liked, is like Casey and JoJo. It was like All My Life.
All My
You ever heard
Life,
that?
yeah,
Yeah, that song. So that was that song.
That's cool. Are you when you renew your vows? You plan on taking her somewhere special?
You want to take her somewhere special? I don't know. That's a great question. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it just depends on, it just depends. I always like to do stuff based on the vibe, on how it go, like kind of where, stuff goes. But yeah, I'll probably take her somewhere where she want to go, figure out like, hey, where she want to go and stuff like that. I don't want a place she want to go is like Europe, Dubai. So I may do something special like that.
What was your biggest purchase as an entrepreneur?
My biggest purchase as an entrepreneur? Let me see. I don't buy a lot of crazy stuff, man. I'm real like simple. Now my mindset is really on investments, like long-term investments. Especially when you have kids, you thinking like, man, I want to make sure they're set up. So one of my biggest purchase, I would say, is probably, let me see if something's crazy. I'll say two of them. Like we ended up buying a house. We have mortgages. It's like $500,000 house. We built that from the ground up. We did that 2021. But around 2021 too, the other biggest investments I did, I won't say it was a purchase, it's an investment. I invested in mentorship. I invested like over $55,000. I can't say anything. I ain't gonna say anything. But I invested over $55,000 into mentorship.
Okay.
I say that's one of the biggest things. Obviously, she's like, oh, that's a big investment, But I was really at the point, like I really want to learn more. The more you learn, the more you can earn. I said, man, I really want to get to the next level quicker. I don't want to wait a long period of time. So she's like, all right, well, I trust you. I made that investment and it paid off. Like we just 10x our income, just learn different things.
Was she like real skeptical when you?
Yeah, at one point she was like, man, that's a big investment. She was, let me see, I think, did we have her? She was pregnant with our daughter at that time when I made that investment, but I was like, man, you got to step out on faith. You can't have fear. You can't have fear. You got to be willing to invest. A lot of times people are afraid to like invest. It's just like think about like the plant. You want to plant, but you know when to sow a seed. How would that plant grow? So you got to sow a seed for that plant to grow. So just same thing with business and knowledge and information. You have to make an investment. You got to make a sacrifice to get to the next level. So
that's why men are the head of the household. That's why men are the head of the household.
That's the main household, right? Yeah. We got to make, logical decisions. I make decisions.
Your children, what? Like it say if they wanted like a 9 to 5, would you be upset?
Nah.
No.
One of the things I'm going to do differently, like which I kind of do now, I would want them to not like crazy mistakes, but let them make mistakes. Because going through mistakes are going to be the biggest learning experience. And a lot of times when sometimes parents may try to like avoid kids making mistakes and doing certain things, but that's how you learn. It's just like a baby, they're going to try to walk and they're going to fall down and get back up until they learn how to walk. So if you want to work a 9 to 5 and has a, hey, I want to do this, do it. And you decide, hey, this is not for me, but at least you tried and you realized it wasn't for you. And now you say, hey, I'm gonna go on this path. And that's, your experience is gonna be your best teacher. So go ahead and do what you want, make some mistakes. And now you get to learn from it and make better decisions moving forward.
It looks like you're like giving, like setting like a lot of stuff like money, real estate for them. Are you gonna make them get a prenup when they decide to get married?
Oh my
Get
God.
married? Nah, they could do whatever. Nah, they make their own
You're
decisions.
not gonna be tripping for real?
Huh?
You're not gonna be tripping?
Nah, man, do whatever you want to do.
If you leave them like $100 million in real estate,
I'll let them know, like, yo, like this is what you do, but whatever they decide to do, you do it, and like I'm not gonna be that parent, like, okay, once they hit 18, I'm not gonna still be all over you. Like, do your thing, you're an adult. I'm not gonna be that parent, like, okay, you gotta leave my house, you gotta be independent, stay as long as you want to. But decisions, you ask for advice, I'll give you wisdom, but obviously, you have to make your own decisions. You decide, hey, this is what I want to do, just want to do, and that's it. But I think, making mistakes, you learn from it. A lot of times people are afraid to do certain things because they don't want to make mistakes.
Yeah.
That's how you learn. I made a lot of mistakes in my lifetime. Do I regret it? Sometimes I do. But did I learn from it? Yes. So I think that's why I'm very like open, like, hey, make you, learn.
You definitely can't avoid mistakes. So it's better to make mistakes as soon as possible so you can learn from them. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Definitely.
that's cool. Are you like say if you feel like he's with the wrong girl, are you gonna like, hey, like I think she wrong for you, or you gonna just?
Oh yeah, I'll give him wisdom. I'll give him game. Like, yo, yeah, I'll give him game. I'm like, yo, this is not the right one.
She not the one. Okay.
Nah. Sometimes you need that person. I wish I had that. Sometimes I dated some girls. Oh man, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like, man, I wish someone told me to leave this person alone.
What do you think about the whole 50-50 conversation that's going on social media?
Man, I think it should be I don't think it should be 50-50. I don't think it should be 50-50. Like in the Bible, I think it's stated clearly that, men is to provide. It's your responsibility to provide, but it doesn't mean that your spouse or significant other can't help. They're your helpmate. I think it should be 100%. For me, and I always tell my wife, like, you're not going to outwork me. That's just my mentality. I just see my dad growing up working hard. But for me, it's like, you're not going to outwork me. For me, I always feel like a sucker. Like, man, I'm just laying back and my wife doing all the work. I want to be 50-50. Like, nah, I'm going to go out there and go get it. Yeah, yes, you can help. You could contribute and bring stuff to the table. But nah, it shouldn't be 50-50. Now stuff has changed. The culture has changed compared to back in the day.
Yeah. You
see a lot of different stuff change, especially with social media. People learn different things. Okay, I'm going to do this. Like, no, it's not 50-50. It should be, the guy should be out there and go get it. But it doesn't mean that the spouse and significant other shouldn't be holding out a home or contributing and helping out as well too. Not just because sometimes you just have some women that look at this guy like, okay, he a meal ticket, then it's like, I don't want,
What would you tell your daughter about men?
I would just say, I'll let her know. That's a tough conversation. I don't worry about that for years. I don't want to think about it right now, man. Dang, you made me think about like, God, I don't want to think about it right now. God, baby, go get a shotgun. Like, but I'll let her know, like, man is probably one thing on their mind. They probably want your body. You feel me? But you have to be smart. Look at yourself as a queen, respect yourself, and, realize that every guy don't have your best interests at heart. Look at how your dad treated you. Look at how your dad treated your mom. Is that guy you talking to, treating you the same way as I treat your mom, right? Or respecting you in that same manner? If the answer is no, well, as part of the guy you need to be talking to. So give him some real talk, some real game.
What would you tell your son about women?
I'll tell him. It's a tough conversation too. He's funny, man. Everyone likes him, man. Everybody. I'll let him know, man. Just be, smart. Treat women with respect. Same way. Hey, this is how I treat your mom. Treat women with respect as well. And I think, having two parents in the household is very, very important, because kids are not like, a lot of times growing up, you hear, the older generation be like, hey, do as I say, not as I do. But you understand, like, we do what you do. We see what you do this, we're going to do the same thing. And that's why, you have a generation, because it's not cursing, but it's like certain things, behaviors passed down generations, because that was done before. But, you know, what I would let him know, or what I would do is, hey, follow what we do at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm very conscious of what we do, because they pick up on all that. Kids pick up on all that stuff, what they see. They learn the way you speak. You say, you know, if you say a bad word in front of them, they're going to pick it up and say the same thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so that's kind of where it's at. Like, I think just them seeing how you move and how you operate, you know, is very, very important in the household when it comes to kids growing up.
Okay. It's like, say, because we asked on Papa Chula the same thing. So say if your daughter's dating a guy, how long would you give the guy to like propose to your daughter? Like how long is too long?
Man, I'll say, how long is too long? I mean, if they're adults, man, no more than like 3 years.
3 years?
How long did it take for you to propose?
I mean, probably like 3 years. I think it was 3 years.
Okay.
Man, matter of fact, yeah, it was two. Matter of fact, it was like 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, 2 years. We started dating in 2013. We got married in 2016. You know, but you know, we're both in our mid-20s. For me, it's like, hey, I'm not just wasting time just date to date. So I think the person you're talking to, I mean, sometime in a year, 2 years is enough time to know if this person is going to be the one for you, you know, to decide, hey, but you have some people. One thing I would mention on both ends to my son and daughter, like, and even as people, everyone should go by this: time is something not to waste. If you know you're not going to be with this person for a long period of time, then waste no time with them. Why waste time with them? You lose it. You can't get that back. You could buy them stuff. You could replace the money you lost or whatever, but you can't get your time back that you spend with that person. So you got to know, like, hey, you're in it for long haul. You not okay. I gotta go. Gotta go.
Facts.
You know, so that's the mentality with everything I do as well too. Like, I can't waste time. I had to be intentional with everything I do. You know, because I can't get time back. We can't get time back. This moment we got here right now, we can't get the time back. It goes away. And soon as I think a lot of people realize that every day we wake up, we're getting closer to our expiration date.
Facts.
So why people wasting time? But it's so many distractions, people forget that we're gonna pass away one day. And I just seen recently, I mean, I think Houston DJ passed away.
Big Kings.
Yeah, from here.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he wasn't expecting that he was gonna pass away. He's very young. I think he has kids.
39. He has 2 daughters.
You know, so, you know, God bless his soul. But it's like, now that when I see stuff like that, I'm very more intentional. Like, I'm very intentional with spending time with my family, very intentional with what I'm doing, because we can't get time back.
Facts. You got any more questions? Let me I'm gonna ask you like an either or question.
Okay.
And then we'll be done. Flips or rental properties?
Rental properties.
Wholesaling or rentals?
Rentals.
VRBO or Airbnb?
I gotta go where the money is at. Verbo.
Verbo? Okay. Verbo or Booking.com?
Booking.com.
Okay. Earn your leisure or sleep is for suckers?
It's a tough one. I would say sleep is for suckers.
Sleep is for suckers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. $1 million worth of game or sleep is for suckers?
It's a tough one. I would say, man, you say either or? It got to be either or? It can't be both?
You can say both.
All right, both.
Okay. Money or equity?
Equity.
2 million followers or rental property?
Rental properties.
850 credit score or $1 million?
$1 million.
$1 million? Okay, cool. Tour or Airbnb?
Airbnb.
Business account or regular account?
Business account.
LLC or S Corp?
S Corp.
Miami or Tampa Bay?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa
all
Bay?
Day.
All day?
Tampa all day.
All right. I appreciate it, man.
No doubt. It's a pleasure.
Do you want to tell them where they can find you and if you have anything to offer?
1000%. So if you guys, want more game, more value, you guys could follow me on Instagram at MrEugene06, on Facebook, EugeneFanFan.com. And I have nothing to sell you guys, right? If you want some information, I have a free guidebook to give you. I'm going to teach you how to get access to business credit and also how to get started in Airbnb. Just DM me the word guide on Instagram, and my team will send you a free guidebook.